Hello, I'm now going to record Daf Kuftes Amid Beis. We're up to the Mishnah. It's Kuftes Part 2. We're up to the Mishnah. What's coming up is a few dafim of medicinal things that some of them are very odd, to say the least. As we know, a lot of these could be Saidis, a lot of these could be, but certainly, as they say, don't try this at home. Ein oichlin ezovian b'Shabbos. You can't eat ezovian on Shabbos. We'll wait for the Gemara because it's medicinal. Fish ein machal briim. Healthy people don't eat that. Aval oichlhu es yoyezer v'shoyse abuvroya. You're allowed to eat yoyezer and drink abuvroya because even healthy people eat and drink that. Kol oicholin oichel adam l'refua. Any food, a person can eat it as long as it's a food. You can eat it even though you get medicinal benefit from it. Cholamashkin shaisi, you can drink all kinds of beverage, chutz mimei dekolim, except for water, which comes from some place of palm trees. V'kois ikorin, or it's a beverage made from wine or beer that they put roots into it. Meishain liyiroika, because that's medicinal, used for jaundice. Avol shaisu mei dekolim litzmoi, but if you're thirsty and you're not sick, you can drink it. Made colon b'sach shemen ikorin shalei l'refuah. You can apply oil of roots as long as you're not doing it for medicinal purposes. So again, here we go. I'm going to go quickly because I don't know what these things are. Rav Yosef says Ezoiv is abarta bar hamog. It's an Ezoiv which grows near plants called gemi. Ezoiv yoin is abarta bar hineg, is abarta which grows near thorns. Ula says marva chivora. It's a plant. Ezoiv is a plant called marva chivora. Ula ikla lebe Rav Shmuel bar Yehuda. He visited Rav Shmuel bar Yehuda. Aitu lekame marva chivora. They brought this plant marva chivora. Omar, he said, Hainu Ezoiv dechsiv ba'eraisa. That's the Ezoiv of the Torah. Rav Papi says the Ezoiv of the Torah is shum shuk, some other kind of plant. Rav Yirmi midifti kavosi. The Rav Papi mistaver. Rav Papi is more logical. Because the Mishnah, the Tanakh, there's a Mishnah in Parah, mitzvahs Ezoiv. The mitzvah of Ezoiv is shloisha klochin, 3 stalks. Uben shloisha give oilim, and in the stalks there are 3 thin sticks. And that's the shumshuk hu the mishtak chahachi. And shumshuk has stalks that each one has 3 sticks in it. So it's logical that's the Ezoiv. Lamai achlile, this Ezoiv yoin, the Mishnah said that you can't eat it, but what would a person eat it for? What's its medicinal benefit? Lukukiani. Kukiani is worms in the stomach. B'may achlile, and how do you eat it? You eat it b'shvat hamri u'kamasa. You eat it with 7 black dates. B'may havya, how do you get worms in the stomach? Mikimcha desari dechalafale arbain yoimin. If you eat barley flour, that it's more than 40 days since it's been ground. Aval oichelhu as yoyezer. You're allowed to eat yoyezer. My yoyezer. What's yoyezer? Pusnak. Pusnak is a type of mint. Lamai achlile, why would people eat yoyezer? Well, it's a food, so people eat it stam, but in case it would be medicinal, they would eat it l'arkisa, for worms in the stomach. But you're allowed to eat it on Shabbos because it's a food. Lamai achlile, what do you eat it with? B'shvat hamri chivrosa, with 7 white dates. Mimai havya, what do you get worms in the liver from? Mi umsa, from eating meat that was roasted on coals. Umaya, with drinking water, aliba rikana, on an empty stomach, mibisra shamna aliba rikana, from fat meat on an empty stomach, bisra the taira aliba rikana, or bull meat on an empty stomach, miamguza aliba rikana, walnuts on an empty stomach, migire durubia aliba rikana, or eating shoots of fenugreek on an empty stomach, mishte maya basra, after eating any of the above, drinking water afterwards. Vilai, and if you don't have putnak, you don't have this mint, live le tachla chivrosa, just eat white, swallow white watercress. Viloi, and if you don't have, leise betanisa, you should fast. Leise bisra shamna velishda gumri, take fat meat and put it on coals. Velemitz garma, now suck out the fat from this piece of meat. Then veligma chala, and swallow some vinegar. Vikadamri, some say chala loy, not vinegar. Mishum dekashi lekavda, that's bad for the liver. Viloi, and the 4th medication, if you don't have any of the first 3, laiti gurda da asinta, take what you scrape off a thorn bush. But the grida miloi litatoi, scrape from the top to bottom. Loi mitatoi liloi, don't scrape it from the bottom to the top. Domanafki aidipume, because the worms then will come out from your mouth. Lishlaka, take the scrapings and cook it b'shichra be'shichvi, cook it in beer, but cook it ben hashmash's time. L'mochar, the next day, niskarinun l'nekaven the day, close your nostrils, you shouldn't smell it. V'lishti, and then drink it. V'chimifni, when you go to the bathroom to get rid of those worms from the liver, mifni apshicha dedikla, relieve yourself at a place where branches were cut off from a palm tree. Shoisen abuvra, you're allowed to drink abuvra because abuvra is a drink that even healthy people drink. My abuvra, chum teraya, it's chum teraya. What's chum teraya? My chum teraya, chutra yichida. It's a lonely stick, and you take that lonely stick that grows by itself without branches, and I guess you cook it with water. My avdile, what is it? What is its benefit? Ligiluya, you drink it in case you happen to drink some exposed water, which might have snake poison in it. Viloy, and if you don't have abuvra, laiti chamsha kalili v'chamsha kaisasa d'shechra, take 5 roses and 5 cups of beer, nishlukinu b'hadi adadi, cook it together, adikaima anpika, until it diminishes, it evaporates, until all you have is a quarter of a lug, like our kiddush cup, v'nishli, and then drink it. Ime der Rav Achadvi bar Ami, the mother of Rav Achadvi bar Ami, Avdalei lo Gavra, had one guy who drank mayim megulim, exposed water that might have had snake poison. She made him chad kalila, 1 rose, v'chad koista d'shechran, 1 cup of beer, and sholka, she cooked it together as together, and then vishkisei, and she gave him to drink. Then vishagra tanura, she heated up the oven, but the grafti, then she took all the coals out of the oven to cool it off a bit. Oisvine leventa begave, put a brick inside the oven, and he sat on that brick, which the oven was hot, but he was able to sit on that brick. V'nafa kahutza yarka, what came out from him was like a fluid, a green poison came out, he spit out. This poison that he had swallowed when he drank mayim megulim. Rav Avia says another eitzah for mayim megulin is reviasa the chalava meiza chivarta, for like a revias, a quarter of a lug of milk from a white goat. Rav Huna bar Yehuda Amar, Rav Huna bar Yehuda says laisi esrega chalisa, take a sweet esrig, v'lichakie, hollow it out, limal yaduvsha, fill it with honey, v'loisva by milli denura, put it on whispering coals, and then so it cooks well, v'lechle, and then eat it. Rav Chanina Amar Mei Raglaim b'nei Arba'im Yom, urine of a 40-day-old child. Barzina, a very tiny cup of it, is a cure lizibura, somebody that was stung by a bee. Revia, revias halug la'akarat, for somebody that was stung by a scorpion. Palga riva legiluya, meaning a half a lug. Palga riva legiluya. A lug is called a riva because it's a quarter kav. So palga riva, half a lug, if somebody drank legiluya mayim megulin. A riva, if you drink a lug, afilu l'kshafim ma'alu, can even help you against sorcery. On Rabbi Yochanan, a nigroin, if you have a soup that you cooked beets in, va'avangar, and a water that you cooked a grass called bangari, v'tiryoki, and another type of beverage, ma'alu, helps bein legiluya, whether you drank water that was exposed, bein l'kshafim, or for sorcery. Haiman de bola chivya, somebody that swallowed a snake, loichle kshusa b'milcha, he should eat hops with salt, v'lirhate tlosa mili, he should run 3 kilometers, and then it'll spit it out. Rav Shimi Barashi Chazia Lugavra Devola Chivya. Rav Shimi Barashi saw a guy who had swallowed a snake. Idmile Kifarosha. So Rav Shimi Barashi appeared as if he was a horseman, a soldier. Oichle forced him to eat kshusa b'milcha, forced him to eat hops with salt. Then Arate Kamet Losa Mili, he forced him to run 3 mil. V'nafik Minei Guvi Guvi, the snake came out in pieces and pieces. Ikud Yamri, some say Rav Shimi Barashi himself, Bola Chivya, swallowed a snake. Also, Leo Idmile Kefarasha, Leo appeared looking like this horseman soldier. Oichle Kshusa B'milcha, forced him to eat hops with salt. Arate Kamet Losa Mili, forced him to run 3 mil. V'nafik when it came out, Guvi Guvi, in pieces and pieces. Haiman de Tarki Chivya, if somebody was bitten by the snake. Laisi Ubara de Chamora Chivarta, you bring the fetus of a white donkey, V'likari, cut it open, V'loisvi Ilove, put it on the wound. Hanimili lo ishtakach treifa. This will only work if the mother donkey was not found to be a treifa. There is, however, an interesting discussion here, much more relevant to us. We learned that this made the kolim If it's a machal briim, if it's something that healthy people will eat or drink, then even somebody that's sick is allowed to eat it or drink it. The Mishnah says you can't drink medekolim because it was used as a laxative, and healthy people normally don't drink it, but you're allowed to drink medekolim to quench your thirst. So Rashi and the Tur both hold that as long as you're not sick, you're healthy, so you're allowed to drink medekolim. The Beis Yosef explains that it doesn't really matter what your intent is. He says the key is your physical condition. If you're sick, then you're not allowed to drink it even if you want to quench your thirst. But if you're healthy, then you're allowed to drink it to quench your thirst. But what happens if you're healthy, you're drinking it not only to quench your thirst, but to make you stronger? You're not sick, you're healthy, but you're drinking it in order to make you stronger. So according to the Beis Yosef, it would be okay. Because it's only usher for a person that's sick to drink medekolim, even if the sick person wants to drink it as a beverage. His intent doesn't matter. But if he's sick, he can't drink. But if he's healthy, he's allowed to drink medekolim, even though he may have some benefit from it. The Magen Avram disagrees with the Beis Yosef and holds that in order to drink medekolim, you need two qualities. Number one, to be healthy, and number two, his intent is to quench his thirst. But if you're healthy, but your intent is to make you stronger, you're not allowed to drink medekolim. Rav Moshe and Igros Moshe writes that the chilik between Beis Yosef and Magen Avram is, can you take vitamins on Shabbos? According to Beis Yosef, as long as you're healthy, you're allowed to take vitamins. And there's no isser of shchikas samamonim on vitamins, because only if somebody is sick, we're afraid he'll come to be shchikas samamonim because he's anxious about his illness. But just if somebody's healthy and he's taking vitamins, so there's no gzer of shchikas samamonim. So as long as he's healthy, you're allowed to take vitamins. But according to the Magen Avram, it should be usher, because even though you're healthy, but since you're taking it for health purposes and not just as a food, so therefore according to the Magen Avram it would be usher. But Rav Moshe says that even according to the Magen Avram, he only users if it makes you stronger. It's not healing you from an illness, but at least it's making you stronger. But if you're taking something for preventative measures, Rav Moshe says you're allowed to take the Shabbos. Again, I'm not paskening in the shilas, but there's some medications that people take for preventative measures, even if it's not for sakana. Anyway, ask your Rav. Anyway, I haven't heard anything yet from anyone as far as openings are concerned regarding the kailul or menchas silas. But Mir Hashem, when I hear, and people will want the shir to go back b'mkaimam b'zmanam as it was, I'd be willing to go back if there's a demand for it. Anyway, so Kol Tov, we should see each other healthy very soon.